right, it's about a minute after, so we'll go ahead and get started. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen so we can take a look at a couple of slides here. Awesome. So hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Alertus Power Lunch. Today, we will discuss how to update your Alertus server with the newest software for the winter 2025 release. My name is Sarah, and I'm a training specialist here at Alertus. And today, I am also joined by Daniel Mark from the support team who will be demonstrating upgrading the server with us today. Also, please note that this session is being recorded for training purposes. And also, we will save time for questions at the end, but please feel free to type any questions into the Q&A box throughout this session. All right, so we'll get started by taking a look at our agenda for today. So first, we're going to take a look at our customer portal at help.alertus.com, where you can download the updated server software for our winter 2025 release. And then next, I'll provide an overview of the server update process. And to wrap things up, I'll turn it over to Daniel, who will provide the server upgrade demonstration. So we'll update an Alertus server together so that you can see each step in action and ask any questions you might have. So let's go ahead and dive in. You can access everything you need through the customer portal at help.alertus.com. Here you'll find our knowledge base, which is packed with helpful articles and troubleshooting tips. You can also access software downloads for the latest updates and connect with technical support if you do need any help. So we'll log into the customer portal quickly so that I can show you where to find the newest software for the winter release. Right. So I'm going to go ahead and just click this link to be taken directly to our customer portal. That's also at help.alertus.com if you need. I'm going to log in here. If you don't have credentials, definitely reach out to your account manager and they can set you up with an account in this customer portal. But to access the software download for the winter 2025 release, you'll just go into this software downloads tile. And here you'll be able to click on the Alertus server link, and then you'll be able to access the download for the winter 2025 release right here. Awesome. So we'll keep moving through our slides here. Next, we're going to do a high-level overview of each step in the Alertus server update process, just so you know what to expect. All right, so before we dive into the update process, it's important to first check which software version you're currently running. You can find your current software version on the Alertus console by clicking the support tile on the bottom left-hand corner. The numbers tell you the date that the version was released. So for example, this server's Alertus console version is from March 7th, 2024. Note that especially if your organization is running a server version prior to summer 2024, we highly recommend working with Alertus to perform the upgrade. Due to a MySQL fix, this requires a two-step upgrade. First, you'll want to upgrade to summer 2024 and then to the new winter 2025 server version. Ultimately, we do recommend that everyone with an active licensing and support agreement takes advantage of the Alertus support team's assistance to ensure that your upgrade goes smoothly. The support team is here to help with every step of the process. So let's start with step one, download updated server software. So first you'll need to access the customer portal by going to help.alertus.com. As we just saw, you'll navigate to the software download section, and here you'll find the newest version of the server software available for download. After downloading the software, be sure to extract the files to a new folder on your system. For example, you might want to name the folder something like Alertus Winter 2025 to keep things organized. And this will ensure that all the necessary files are in one place and ready for the next steps in the update process. And then moving on to step 2, perform a backup of your server. This is a critical step to ensure that all your current configurations and data are safely preserved before you proceed with the update. So start by making or using the backup or restore server configuration tool. To access this, you can open the Start menu and search for the application. Once you find it, make sure to run it as an administrator to have the necessary permissions. When the tool is open, select the option to generate a full backup. This will create a comprehensive backup of your current server configuration and data. Also, make sure to take a Windows server backup or VM snapshot for extra security to ensure you are able to roll back the update in the event that you do encounter any issues. Then moving on to step 3, plan for the upgrade. There are a few important tasks to complete to ensure a smooth upgrade process. First, inform all stakeholders that the Alertus server will be briefly down during the update. This heads up will help everyone prepare for any temporary disruptions. Next, schedule about an hour for the upgrade, allowing extra time in case any troubleshooting is needed. This buffer will help you address any unexpected issues without feeling rushed. Additionally, it's a good practice to temporarily disable your antivirus software during the update. Sometimes antivirus programs can interfere with the installation process, so turning them off can help avoid any potential conflicts. And by following these planning steps, you'll help ensure that the upgrade goes as smoothly as possible. And for step 4, apply the updates. Start by opening the folder where you extracted the Alertus Winter 2025 software download. Inside this folder, you'll locate and run the setup.exe as an administrator. Running the installer with administrative rights ensures that it has the necessary permissions to make changes to your system. And as you proceed through the setup wizard, you'll simply follow the prompts to install prerequisite upgrades, temporarily stop services, view the upgrade checklist, and then finally install the new server software. So by carefully following these steps, you'll ensure the update process is completed correctly and that your server is upgraded smoothly. And then the final step is step 5, test your server for normal operations. You'll start by logging back into your Alertus console after the update. And once you're logged in, go ahead and verify that the system configuration is correct and that all settings are as expected. This will help ensure the update did not alter any critical configurations. Next, check the device status report to confirm that all devices are connecting properly. This report will show you the status of each device so you can ensure that everything is functioning as it should. And by performing these checks, you can confirm that the server update was successful and that your system is operating normally. All right, so now we're going to move on to the exciting part of our webinar, updating an Alertus server together. So Daniel will be walking you through each step of the update process using his Alertus server. And this live demonstration will give you a clear, practical understanding of how the update will be applied to your system so you'll know what to expect. So I'll go ahead and pass it over to Daniel to get started with the server update.
Hey guys, just like to introduce myself briefly. My name is Daniel. I work with the Alertus support team, and I've been with Alertus about a year and a half now. It's been going good. And today I have my Alertus server ready for upgrade. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and we can just walk through the process here together and give a live demonstration. So just one moment here while I share my screen. All right, perfect. So I have my screen shared now. I'm just going to show you guys how to verify your Alertus server version here quickly. If you open the Start menu, you'll see the Alertus Technologies folder. You can select Version Info. And in my case, I have the 5.22.10 update, just for context. I've already downloaded the latest build from our help.alertus.com site, like Sarah demonstrated, and that is the 5.23.10 build. So you'll want to have it locally on the server, not running from a network drive. At that point, you're going to want to extract it. You'll see a resources and setup.exe file. You'll want to run the setup.exe as an administrator. I'll go ahead and do that now. And just want to mention briefly, like Sarah mentioned, before you upgrade your server, just make sure you have a Windows Server backup or snapshot to make things easy. And you create a backup of the Alertus database like Sarah went through earlier. So now that we're ready to upgrade our server and we have the installer running, I'll go ahead and press next. It will ask you to verify the directory, and mine is just the default C drive like many have it. I'll hit next. There's a little checklist here. Did you completely disable antivirus and anti-tamper software? Have you performed a server backup? And are you running this locally? I will note, if you have like Windows Defender, for example, that's typically not an issue. This is more of if you have something that does heuristic analysis, such as Sentinel-1, it may cause issues during the upgrade, and we always recommend disabling them to be safe. So I'll go ahead and press next here. We have a data collection policy agreement here that we can go through. And after that, we press install, and the installer will typically 10 seconds here begin doing its thing. It's going to launch a series of shell prompts. Just make sure you let them run and pay attention as they're going through. I only say this because at some point it may ask you, hey, please close out this window, and you'll need to close it to continue. But in any case, it's going to start here by stopping the Tomcat service. That sometimes can take a minute, and then it can begin the upgrade procedure. Oops. There we go. Typically, the upgrade itself, in my experience, takes 10 to 15 minutes. Just a matter of letting the installer run and going through the process afterwards to make sure that your devices are online and things are looking good. And we'll get into that as well once we have the system updated. And while this is running, I would like to mention, if you guys are using an Alertus desktop, we have Alertus Desktop 7, which is the latest and greatest. It shifted management of Alertus Desktop from the XML configuration file to the console. So it's a lot less easy to send. It's a lot easier to centrally manage and push changes as needed, as opposed to making modifications in an XML file and using a management tool to push that out. So we do have a migration guide as well on our help site. So if you guys are using Alertus Desktop 5 still, certainly worth checking out. And the downloads as well can be found on help.alertus.com, like the Alertus server is as well. And if you guys did have questions at any point, feel free, and I'm happy to answer them as well.
I did also open up the chat to everyone, so if you prefer to put your questions directly in the chat, you can do that as well.
And while this is running, we'll mention one other thing here. If we go back to the Alertus Technologies folder, sorry. Oh, you know what? It's in the middle of the upgrade, so it's gone. But I was just going to bring up the backup tool, but Sarah had covered that, so it's all good.
And it looks like, Daniel, we did get a question. Is the summer version the 5.22 version?
Correct. And this is the winter 2025 release, which is 5.23. So 5.23 is the latest release. 5.22 is the old summer version. Correct.
Mhm. So if you do have a version that's older than 5.22, we do recommend upgrading to the summer version 5.22 first, and then upgrading to this new winter 2025 version, just because of that MySQL fix.
That's right. And if you guys would like a guided upgrade with us, we do encourage it. Support is happy to assist, make the experience smooth for you guys and everyone.
Absolutely. I'm gonna go ahead and put that booking link in the chat, so everyone should see that there. So for a fully guided update, you can use that booking link to go ahead and schedule a time. You could also open a case as well, but I think it's easier to just go ahead and schedule with the link so you can pick a time that works for you. So we definitely recommend that, so you have some more help and some more guidance just in case any troubleshooting is needed, as we mentioned.
Yeah, or if you guys just want to have a second set of eyes, we're always happy to help and make things easy.
I did see another question in the chat. They said we are on 5.204. Do we need to go to summer 5.22 first?
So yes, you guys should. As that does run the older version of MySQL, you should do the tiered upgrade. And proceed to 5.22 first.
And that's something support would definitely do with you as well.
Yeah,
They can help you
absolutely.
do both of those upgrades.
Yeah, typically the process still takes under an hour on most systems, so it's pretty straightforward. And it looks like we're actually reaching the end of the upgrade process here. At the end, it's gonna present an option to view a README file. I'll open it in this scenario, but up to you guys. So I'll press finish. And just to give you a little preview of it. This is more of for a first-time Alertus server installation, but it tells you some basics about accessing the console. So now that we have the server upgrade complete, we just want to verify that it went through successfully, devices are checking in, and that all looks good. I will launch Task Manager here initially because I want to look at our Windows services. Oops, Windows services. Yep. And we just want to verify that Alertus Apache, Alertus MySQL, and Alertus Tomcat are all running. Those are the three components for the Alertus server. And in my case, they are running. So I'm going to try to access the console now for our next steps. You guys will use your console URL because of how my system is configured. I access it a little differently, but I still use the web browser. And please note that upon upgrade, it may take a few minutes for the console to come back online, but it'll get there.
While we're waiting, I did see another question about the server versions. So they're on version 5.21.19, and they're asking, do they need to do both upgrades?
We would recommend it just to keep things easy. Yeah, absolutely would recommend moving to 5.22 and then the latest summer build. And it should take about the same amount of time as we just saw, just about like 10 minutes, right, for the upgrade. It's not too long. Gonna verify my services are still running. Yes, they are. There's Apache, MySQL, and Tomcat. Just give it a few minutes here. Oh, here we go. Awesome. It may take, like you saw, 3-4 minutes for the console to come back up. But once you do see it, you'll be presented with the login page. I'm just gonna log in here. All right, awesome. So once you log in, you'll typically be given a splash screen with the new update, but because I have a demo system, it's a little different. But in any case, if you hover over support in the bottom left corner, you can see your architecture version. And in our case, we can see we are on 5.23.10, which is perfect. So that is the latest winter release that I just downloaded from the website. So now that we're signed in, the upgrade is complete. We do recommend taking a look that devices are checking in. I can give some context on how to do that. You can go ahead and select configure system, alert devices, and this is one preview you can see of all of your desktop devices. I just have my desktop online right now, but you should see after an upgrade the devices you expect to come back online. I do want to note for Alertus Desktop, I mean, it's not uncommon for them to be offline simply due to the nature of, I don't know, computers being off or asleep, essentially. But now that we see we have our device back online, we do recommend pushing a test if possible. So how do you push a test? Well, pretty simple, straightforward. What you can actually do is select custom activation. And under compose text, we recommend choosing system test typically, unless you guys have a preference for that. And then under add alert service, what you want to do is select an Alertus desktop typically, and you'll see the little desktop icon. The icons sort of tell you what the service is, and an alert service is the means by which you deliver an alert. So like, hey, your mobile phone, desktop alert beacon. I'll select alert beacon, or not alert beacon, Alertus desktop. Then you choose your recipients. You'll typically, maybe you'll have a test group. Some people do, others don't. If you don't, you can still pick an individual device. So in my case, I'll pick my system. After that, you press continue. And you'll get a preview of online devices, offline devices. You can press send at this point, and it'll send out the alert. And you can verify that, hey, it came through or it didn't. You can actually get a activation report by going to reports and device activations, and you can see from your test, hey, this subset of computers activated and this didn't. But key point being that devices are back online and receiving alerts. But in terms of the server upgrade, Sarah, that's all I had for covering it. Unless we had other questions, happy to help answer them.
No, I think that was great. Thank you, Daniel, for joining and showing that for us. But yes, we do still have about 4 minutes left in the power lunch today. So if there are any other questions, please feel free again to either put them in the Q&A box or the chat. And then hopefully everyone did see in the chat. I just want to mention again, I did put the booking link if you do want to schedule a time with the Alertus support team to do that upgrade with you. Please feel free to use that link. Take advantage of your licensing and support agreement and support because they're very helpful. They're definitely here for you through every step of that upgrade process. But thank you all for joining. I hope you all have a great rest of your Friday. Again, we'll hang on for a couple more minutes if there are any other questions. I did just see one more come in. Is there a deadline for getting support for the upgrade?
Not as far as I'm aware. Say I know that calendar link, it's only for a few months, but at any point, if you guys like assistance, please just submit a case with us and we're happy to do a guided upgrade. There is no cutoff for assistance. And you can always support a case by giving us a call or emailing us at support@alertus.com. And either way, we will get back to you and get the upgrade scheduled.
This is a question not related to the upgrades, asking if the Alertus phone app is being discontinued. So yes, if you are using that yellow Alertus mobile recipient app, that app is being retired, and we're asking customers to migrate over to AlertAware. There is a lot of information about that on our customer portal at help.alertus.com. And I would recommend if you are using that old Alertus mobile recipient app that you reach out to your Alertus account manager as soon as possible to get more information about that migration, since that mobile recipient app will officially be retired and not functional the end of March 31st. So we'd like to get everyone switched over before that date. And then I did also see a question, anything on the new Alert Beacon firmware update? Daniel, do you have any information about that firmware update?
If not sure what you may be referencing, I'm not aware of any new firmware coming out, but if you're referencing an existing case for getting firmware, I do recommend just reaching out to the technical support analyst. But I mean, if you can give me some more details now, no, any new releases? No, there's no new firmware released now. Not for alert beacons.
We do have another power lunch on March 7th about updating devices, including alert beacons and other hardware, how to get them like reconnected to the system or add new devices. So definitely check out that power lunch if you're interested on March 7th. You can register from the customer portal. So we'll give some more information about firmware updates during that session. Awesome. It is time. Definitely type any other questions in. Again, thank you all for joining. We'll go ahead and close the meeting in a minute, but I hope